This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Sean Cole, but the real star of today's show is this little button box right here. This is the P1 P2 Sim Racing Controller by Derek Speare Designs. For those of you who are not aware of DSD or Derek Speare Designs, they are one of the leaders in sim racing peripherals market. They are best known for their button boxes and having a huge variety of them to choose from. Basically, they have one for every type of racer, starting off with the tame and working their way all the way to extreme button boxes. They've also ventured into a handful of other products like pedal sets, handbrakes, and shifters. The P1 Sim Racing Controller is a smaller button box. It actually only measures about 7.5 by 4.5 by 3 inches in dimensions. It's rectangular in shape when you look at it by the front, but when you look at it at the side, you can see it has a slight taper to it and it's a little wider at the bottom. The other thing you'll notice is that there's a very wide, thick lip or rim that goes around the outer edge of the box. It is a very heavy-duty piece of plastic with a quality shine to it, and on its back it has a wiring connector and 3 holes for a RAM mount. The front of the box or closure has a carbon fiber look to it and has all of the buttons and switches mounted to that plate. This cover is then held in place with 4 small screws. Now every button box or controller from Derek Speare Design has a different shape and layout to it, and in the case of the P1, its unique design features 6 two-way toggles going across the top of the box. There are 4 two-way encoders, 4 push buttons, and the center lighted button with the Derek Speare logo on it. This gives you a total of 25 different buttons in a fairly small layout. There is also a different version called the P2 that is the same size and shape, but with a slightly different button configuration of 5 two-way toggles, 6 push buttons, and 5 two-way rotary encoders. Both variations go for $99.75, including shipping anywhere in the world. What really makes the P1 or P2 controller unique is that rim that I mentioned that goes around the outer edge, and that's going to make it attractive to certain types of racers for certain usage. As I mentioned, it's the perfect panel mount design, so if you're trying to create a center column or a dash and you want to cut a hole, you can mount this display right into it. You can also use that lip to mount it on a deck, like a wheel deck or on top of a desktop, and use this lip to sort of butt it up against and give it a little bit of a built-in look with just a piece of Velcro holding it on the bottom. In both cases, having the USB at the back is a nice advantage to this particular design. Now once mounted, the DSD P1 controller is plug and play, and your computer will immediately pick up on the new controller being installed. At this point, you should see the center button lit up bright red. You will just need to map each button to certain functions within your favorite sim. When it comes to the functional aspects of the DSD P1 controller, this is a top-notch button box. The top row of 6 toggle switches move up and down for 2 positions each, and it will actually take a fair amount of energy to click them up and down. They are heavy enough that there will be little chance of an accidental click, and when you do click them, there's a very positive feedback letting you know the moment of clicking. The next row down contains the 4 push buttons. These are also high quality and require a firm push to activate, and again you're met with a very sure click to let you know the button has engaged. The 4 rotary dials each turn both left and right and will turn all the way around each direction. Each click left or right will represent a different button, and each click is the same as pressing a button. And again, the detent on the dial has a pretty positive click confirming that the dial has turned. The center lighted button is a single press button that of all of the buttons takes the least amount of pressure to engage. When using the DSD P1 controller out on track, it came in very happy. I was able to map all sorts of my keyboard commands to the button box and pretty much get rid of my keyboard altogether. I was able to really use the different types of buttons for different types of functions. Like for some reason it just makes more sense to me that my brake bias would be affected by going up and down to affect brake bias. But when it came to changing my communication channels, I actually really enjoyed using a dial. It made sense to me. Changing channel would go left or right. and yet there are other times that you just want to press a button and get an instant reaction just like that. So I did find that it helped me map things. It helped me also remember things very quickly without looking at any titles that I might put on the button box. Another nice thing is once it's mounted and you're out driving, we will often reach out to our button box without even looking, and that's when the positive clicks for each of the buttons or switches pays off best. You are instantly aware that the button requested was in fact clicked, and that helps a lot in the heat of battle. Now it's time to move on to the good, the not so good, and the bottom line when talking about the DSD P1 controller, starting off with the good. And that is it has a very small compact design, very good construction quality, high quality switches and buttons, looks cool, especially when panel mounted, multiple mounting options, positive click on buttons, and the light up button actually adds good visibility to the button box. Now let's move on to the not so good. Well, as you can see, I don't have a lot of negative things to say about this button box, so let's just move on to the bottom line. Now, Derek Speare literally makes a different button box for every type of racer, every type of rig, and every possible need that you could have. They're extremely high quality both in construction and parts, and it really boils down to your specific needs. In the case of the P1, it's a perfect low profile design for panel mount situations or just wanting that lip to push it up against something. And with the additional RAM mount option on the back, the options really are endless. Now, I could make a button box for a lot less than $99.75, but I can tell you it would look nothing like this. I mean, I don't even know where to get this kind of enclosure, and that's going to come at a pretty hefty price tag just to start with. None of these buttons are inexpensive, and I can promise you that inside the wiring is well done versus if I had done it, it would look like a rat's nest. So perhaps it's this box design that is actually perfect for you, or maybe it's an entirely different one. Either way, chances are Derek Speare makes a box that's going to fit your rig and your needs. And if you head over to Derek Speare Design, you can see his wonderful selection of other controllers that he makes. I hope that you've enjoyed this review. If you have any comments or questions, be sure to put them in the comment section for this video at our website, and I'm going to do my best to get back to every single one of them. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole, and I'll see you on the track.